Welcome to your lunar eclipse update for May 26th. We have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio in Vedic astrology, yes, the sidereal zodiac, and it is a time of extreme change. You're going to need to keep your sea legs on. Things are shifting. It's a time of soul growth, but this eclipse is asking us to loosen our attachments, be willing to release and let go of what is no longer serving us. And we're being called into a deeper level of devotion in some area of our life. And I know letting go doesn't sound really sexy or appealing, but the thing is, it's to prepare us for the next eclipse, which will be in a couple more weeks, which is the solar eclipse, which is all about growth and a new trajectory. But we've got to clear things out first in order to move in that new direction. Hi, I'm Premali Guerreri, Vedic astrologer, consciousness coach, and welcome to Chart Your Path. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell notification so that you don't miss any updates, and feel free to share this so that you can share this great information with other people. And if you haven't taken the Sacred Wealth Code Archetype quiz, you can go ahead and click the link below and go ahead and find out what one of your Sacred Wealth Code archetypes are, some of your divine gifts, so that you can get more aligned with your purposeful and prosperous path. So I'm going to give you what you need to know in order to navigate this eclipse in a way that you'll actually get the benefits from it, and you won't get derailed by the potential pitfalls, which are going to be emotional. This will be potentially a highly emotional time. So this is happening again in Scorpio. It is the 25th, 26th, depending on where you are. I'm in Pacific time on the West Coast of the United States, and it'll be around 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning on the 26th. So for some of you, it'll be the 25th. Whenever we have eclipses, just a little background here, we have two. Sometimes we have three. Most years, we have 4 eclipses. Last year, 2020, we had 6 eclipses. That's a lot of change. This year, it's only 4 eclipses. They always come with a lunar and a solar eclipse. We're having a lunar eclipse first, and then 2 weeks later, on June 10th, we'll have a solar eclipse. And when you have a lunar eclipse first, you get all this emotion of the lunar eclipse. It can last for a couple of weeks until we hit that solar eclipse, and then we kind of break through all that emotion. So I remind you of this because really we're in eclipse season, and it's really starting. You're feeling it now. And it'll go all the way till 11th, 12th of June. We'll be in this changing period of time. So number 1, no big choices. No big decisions during this time that you don't have to make. What do I mean by that? That if you can put a decision off, go ahead, because you won't be able to see all your choices until after this particular period of time. You will have to make decisions. They'll come up in the moment. Unexpected things happen with eclipses, and you want to keep yourself free enough to be able to deal with that without a lot of stress. Now, they're not to be feared. They are times of extreme change. The mystic, which rules the Ketu, and that's what's happening with the lunar eclipse, and I've got the mystic up here right behind me, one of the Sacred Wealth Code archetypes. The mystic is all about letting go and relinquishment and evolution, taking matter and breaking it down into energy. So then it'll be followed by the solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is more about manifestation and opportunities and change of direction. So this is preparing, but this is where Scorpio in Vedic astrology, and this is where the moon is debilitated, and it's highly emotional, and can get stuck in some of those old emotions. So in the beginning of the month, and you can watch the May update for that, and I'll put the link to that down below as well. The May, I talked about that you would need to start to notice what clearing do you need to do? What do you need to relinquish, and start to work on those beliefs. So it's a time of really working on and clearing the beliefs. The eclipses are about agitating certain areas of life, always 2 signs across from one another. So we're dealing, since last fall, we've been dealing with Scorpio and Taurus, and we will be and through the next set of eclipses too. These are the areas of life, and collectively the areas that are under extreme change. Let's face it, we don't like change that much, but change is what grows us and brings in new opportunities as well. So they're always agitating certain areas of life. But we'd be willing to let go of things and willing to embrace the new things. We only have so much bandwidth, so much energetic currency, so much space. And if we don't clear out, which the lunar eclipse will help us, then we don't have space to bring in the new. It's just a little unnerving when we're asked to let go of things, perceptions, beliefs, relationships, jobs, ways of being, and not know exactly what's next. That's what gets unnerving. But when you realize you're making space for what's new, what's different, what your heart really desires for you, then you can be more willing to let go. Releasing something is transformation for the soul. It's only loss for the ego. So if you're feeling like you're losing something during this period of time, then it's that ego feeling that. And get down into the heart, bring it into your heart and get into the soul transformation of it. It's not serving you, and therefore it needs to be released. I'm going to give you the ways to navigate this energy so that you can really go with the flow of it. Now, let's just get into some of the particulars of the energy itself. Because it's happening in Anuradha in Vedic astrology, the particular nakshatra, that's so deeply devotional itself, it really is a very spiritual placement. And if you were to listen to nothing else, your spiritual practices and doing them during this time can help you to overcome the emotions, overcome the attachments and the need to control, because Scorpio likes to control, so that you can shift out what needs to shift out. So whatever your spiritual practice is, amp it up during this particular period of time. You are being called to, again, release the beliefs, and release the beliefs that keep you from your deeper devotion, that keep you from your deeper truth. What are the beliefs that are keeping you? They're keeping you hooked into the world more, into the 3D world, and not so much into your truth. And the way it shows up is the static that shows up is like toxic emotions in this placement. It can be resentment, it can be jealousy, it can just be feeling volatile, and really that fear of loss of control. And you know what? We're all control freaks. We all want to control things. But when we are trying to control, again, that's coming from the ego side of things, and we are squeezing out the divine when we're trying to control. So just keep that in mind. And I'm not saying it's easy to let go of control, and it can let you feel really vulnerable. I teach in my Solutionary Blueprint program, I teach all about vulnerability, and especially for the feminine, it is a place of power. It is a place of strength. You're so strong when you're being vulnerable because you're open, but there's always that fear of being kind of exposed when we're feeling vulnerable, and this eclipse can make you feel that way. So you want to give yourself the security and the safety of being able to be vulnerable with people that you trust, on your meditation cushion, in your devotional practices, within prayer, within being willing to use your processes to release your beliefs. And if you don't have any processes that you're connected with for that, I teach a lot of them, but one of the basic ones is put your hand over your heart, take a deep breath, and this is the backdoor question to the soul. And that is, if I tell myself the truth, what do I need to let go of? If I tell myself the truth, what am I holding on to too tightly? If I tell myself the truth, what am I really trying to control? And if I tell myself the truth, what am I really afraid of? Awareness precedes change, and becoming aware and telling yourself the truth is you're 50% there. And then you can work with the energy from there. You can't see all your choices when it's dark, when it's stormy. We're having a big storm outside. You're not thinking of, okay, well, I'm going to go build this, and I'm going to garden over there, and I'm going to go take this trip. Usually you're hunkered down in a storm. These are storms. And the way we hunker down in the storm here is that we keep life very simple. You can't see all your choices in a storm. Once the storm is cleared, you can see, okay, well, those branches need to be picked up, and I need to clean up that over there. And boy, that chair got blown across the property and it's broken now, so I need to get a new one of those. But you can't see all your choices until the storm is over. And that's why I'm telling you not to make any big decisions until the eclipse season passes mid-June. Okay? Now, you're being, again, called into that deep devotion, and you have to clear things out and clear things out of the way to be able to do that. So let's talk about some of the things that you're going to experience and some of the ways you can navigate that. Number one, don't plan extra things. So keep your schedule simple. as bare bones as you can during the eclipse time. And I'm really talking about 25th, 26th, 27th. Keep your food simple. And keep your schedule simple. Keep your relations simple. If there's things you don't have to communicate, don't. Just wait during that time. Why is that? It's because you're going to have unexpected things come up. So then you'll have more free bandwidth to deal with them and you won't be as stressed out. Also, because if you keep life simple during that time, you can really get the transformation that's up for you. You can dive into that deeper devotion. You can let the beliefs come to the surface and let them percolate away. And you won't be so stressed or distracted during the time. Your sleep may be disturbed, so darker room, eye shades, melatonin, whatever you need. Be careful of other people's emotions, opinions. Not a great time to communicate about something. You might people might have a short fuse, so don't enter into any of those kinds of conversations that you can help. And also, really practice your energy protection. I always like to imagine we've got just this beautiful bubble of divine energy around, and you can charge that, so to speak, with positive divine energy so that you intentionally are saying, okay, I'm not letting negativity in, nor am I letting any of my negativity out as well. You can also take the pressure off during the eclipses by making sure you're meditating, exercise. If you really get hooked up in emotions, do something where you can channel your energy. So take a walk, clean out a closet, put your attention into a project or focus. Nothing complicated where you really have to use a lot of mind, but something where you just can be focused and productive. That will really help keep the emotions down during that time and sort of keep them moving through. You want to be emotionally proactive during this time. So let's just do it real quick here. Put your hand on your heart, take a deep, full breath, and let's tell yourself the truth right now. What's the number one thing that would be so useful, so incredibly useful for your life if you were willing to let go? What are you being asked to surrender? Just drop into your heart and let that truth come up for you. And again, awareness precedes change, and then you know what to work with. So you can feel free to pause this and go back and do that again. Ask your heart. Go into this time knowing what you're being called to. All right. We do have a Mercury retrograde coming up too. Oh, in fact, leave a comment for me below and tell me what's come up for you. What are you being called to release? What are you being called to? Think of it, I'm making space for what my heart desires, but what am I being called to release? Love to hear what that is for you. And if this is resonating for you, give the video a thumbs up. So we have a Mercury retrograde also. Lots of energy changing here. So the Mercury retrograde is going to start on May 29th, just after the eclipse, and it'll go to June 22nd. Now, I know Mercury's always retrograding 3 times a year. This year it's retrograding in pretty auspicious places between Earth and air. Mercury loves to be in Earth and air. So this is actually, it owns Earth and air placements. So it is still a little topsy-turvy as far as retrograde goes, as far as travel and technology and those things. But what you want to remember is that this is also a very strong placement for us up-leveling our communication, our abilities to really listen to one another. This is, Mercury also represents business, but it's going to be with the Magician. It's going to be with Rahu, the north node of the moon during this most of this retrograde in Taurus. So in Vedic astrology. And so it's going to be amplified. The Magician makes everything stronger. And it's also good for acquisition of wealth during this time. It's good for business. But you're going to probably be looking over your business. And as I work with conscious women visionaries, really guiding them to look over that and see, okay, how do we need to be communicating this differently? What needs to shift? What needs to change in my focus? But there's really good energy coming along with this, but it's about the communication also that's going on through your mind. What are you telling yourselves? Are you, what's your self-talk? What are, again, this is reflection of your beliefs and some of the beliefs that you articulated coming through the eclipse. You're going to be, am I not good enough? Are you telling yourself, are you giving yourself that great self-talk where you really are like, hey, wow, remembering what your brilliant gifts are? And again, if you haven't taken the Sacred Wealth Code quiz, the link is below, which gives you some of your high value gifts. I call them your highest value, the ones you use in the world and the world recognizes you for. You'll be taking a look at some of the ideas you have had and going over those ideas in this retrograde and to see which ones have the stability and have the strength to actually put into action. Taurus, where this is happening, is really our values, our sustainability, our stability, our pleasure even, and our comfort. So all of those things Mercury is taking a look at. So this will be, we have a lot of shifts going on. With these eclipses, I'll be bringing you the next eclipse update, and that's going to be for June 10th, where we have the solar eclipse, which is, again, a big shift in direction. And that is going to be happening in Taurus as well. So big times. Love to hear, again, what you're shifting out, what you're ready to relinquish, and also what your heart's desire is. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification, and really appreciate you sharing this around so other people get this great information as well. All right, so much love to you.